So hello guys, welcome back to another video of Shadow Slave. Today we are going to read chapter 2971 called Sunless Skies. So in last chapter we saw that Sunny, Nephis and the wild thieving bird were fighting across in the tomb of Ariel, uh, and hence I thought that Sunny was the one horrifying monster Anke mentioned that appeared every decade or so in the skies, covering it all in darkness. So let's see where this chapter leads us. Sorry, guys, I'm stumbling too much. Let's see where this chapter leads us. Okay, so chapter 2971 called Sunless Skies. Let me increase the volume for you. Battle music. Sunny, Nephis, and the cursed terror. They were trying to kill us. Oh, okay, okay. Sunny, Nephis, and the cursed terror they were trying to kill escaped from the boundless darkness of the great river, which had been robbed of its suns into the light again. Only this time, the light was different from the clear radiance of the azure sky. It was different from the eternal blaze of sunset and the gorgeous lilac tapestry that reigned on the edges of the great river as well. This time the light was piercing, overwhelming, blinding. Sunny hissed, diminished the myriad eyes awe with which he had been beholding the world. But even after they were gone, dissolving into dark depths of his nebulous body, he still felt as if he could see the incandescent radiance that enveloped the world. A moment after the light came the heat. Sunny had been spared from burning in the immolating white flame of Neff's true form, but now he found himself being subjected to an impossible amount of heat. He was scorched, he was singed, he burned. The vast expanse of his formless body bubbled and boiled, being destroyed bit by bit, rippling as it was turning to ash. The pain was unimaginable, just like the pain of his very being torn apart by the talons of the wild thieving bird was driving him mad. Sunny burned, and then he was healed by Neff's flames, and then burned again. The thieving bird burned too. Even Nephis was enduring the torment of being burnt alive, like she always did, because of her cruel flaw. Sunny screamed with a thousand bloody maws, and then he quenched his suffering with blood, sinking his fangs into the charred body of the loathsome terror. He did not care whether darkness or light surrounded them. He did not care whether they were in the future or in the past, or if they were ever be able to find their way back to the present, to Anke. He did not care about being burned, and truly, he did not care about being in terrible pain either. All he cared about was killing the odious thieving bird, about bringing death upon his enemy, so he did not spend much time trying to figure out where the blinding light and the annihilating heat were coming from. Die. As Sunny ravaged the thieving bird, the world became hotter, brighter, heavier. There were no shadow around him, so he could not sense it, but Sunny still felt it. The three of them were swiftly approaching something so vast that it possessed a pull of its own, making him feel like he was being slowly crushed under an immense pressure, and at the same time drawn closer to the sound source of the invisible pull. A sudden thought flashed through his a sudden thought flashed through his mind. He is being pulled towards the sun, the seven suns above Tomb of Ariel. He was being pulled with the gravitational force of the sun. The sun. In the next moment, the wild bird crashed into the surface of one of the suns illuminating the terrifying expanse of Doom of Ariel into the sole shard of an unholy titan that Ariel had fashioned into a sun. I guess it's going to be that one sun that Sunny and his found being destroyed and floating above nothingness or water, being destroyed and devoid of light. I think it's going to be that because the other six suns were stolen by the wild Reaper. Okay, where were I? Where were I? Is that the right English? I don't know. In the next moment, the wild Reaper crashed into the surface of one of the seven suns, illuminating the terrifying expanse of the tomb of Ariel, into the soul shard of an unholy titan that Ariel had fashioned into a sun. And then, Sunny had thought that the heat melting his soul and turned his thoughts to ash was overwhelming. As it turned out, he knew nothing. He had not even known what true heat was and what being reduced to ash meant. Because when the colossal celestial orb that had illuminated the dark world of Ariel for thousands of years shattered, and all that was contained within it was set free, all of it, the light, the heat, the pressure, suddenly descended upon them tenfold. And then there was the inconceivable kinetic force of the impact as well. It was not easy to shatter a sun after all, artificial or not, especially by using yourself as a ram. Sunny seemed to have lost consciousness for a brief moment, blinded, deafened, surrounded by nothing except light. The only sense he had left was his sense of balance. Because of it, he knew that after the wild thieving bird pierced the sun, escaping from the other side of it in a fountain of shards, while the great crystal sphere behind it shattered and fell apart. He was thrown away from the swiftly expanding field of incandescent debris. He also knew that there was something different about the world, the thieving bird and himself now. The fragile balance between them was broken, and the cadence of the battle was changing in a way Sunny could not yet perceive, let alone understand. Damn it. Sunny forced himself to manifest myriad eyes and open them, gazing upon the world through the piercing veil of intense radiance. His eyes only existed for a split second, turning to smoldering coals a moment later, but it was enough for him to see something that made him feel concerned. All around them, myriad of stars of broken sun were plummeting from the burning heaven toward the distant blue ribbon of the great river, leaving trails of flame in their wake. The thieving bird was flying through the storm of heavenly fire, its black wings rendering the wings apart and erasing them from existence. I think there is a error here. Flame was flowing out of its black feathers like water, not leaving even a trace on them. The dancing flames were the color of molten gold, not white, as they had been before, as they were meant to be. The wild thieving bird had managed to shake off Nephis by barreling straight into the sun. Now it was plummeting towards a fissure in time, about to escape from Sunny as well. He was barely holding on, having lost most of his vast shape in the conflagration of celestial flame moments ago. And at that speed, the loathsome terror was moving. Sunny was going to lose purchase and slide off its scorched and mangled body very soon. No, its body was is not that mangled anymore. It was healing at a startling speed, a soft white radiance shining beneath its charred hide. That wretched thing, I think he stole Nephis. I mean, if either he stole Nephis' aspect ability or he stole Nephis whole. So, Sunny growled, straining to sink its claws into the flesh of the thieving bird and kept it from escaping. The loathsome terrorists seemed to have stolen the healing miracle of Neff's flames. They were quite shiny after all, and used it to mend its damaged body. Can't hold on. The fissure was already too close, and Sunny was moments away from being left behind, lost somewhere in time. It was at that moment that Nephis, who had been thrown in the opposite direction when they were when they destroyed the sun, assumed the form of the spirit of light and pointed the blessing at the wild living birds from a vast distance. The rain of light, more blinding than anything Sunny had ever seen, escaped from the tip of the blessing, breaching the distance between her and the retreating thieving bird in an instant. It reached it at exactly the same moment as it was created, and speed of light. And when it did, the loathsome terror shrieked. Nephis' final blow uh, bit deep into the base of one of its wings, cutting a dreadful deep gash in it, almost entirely severing one of the wild thieving bird's wings. Losing control of its flight suddenly, the thieving bird turned its body awkwardly and plummeted into the fissure a moment later, pulling Sunny with it, while Nephis was left behind. What? And that's the end, man. I, I hate G3 for doing this, man. Why such short chapters, man? I guess I have to read the next chapter, but it's quite interesting. They were battling across time, and till this point, Sunny Nephis were having advantage over the thieving bird as they were weakening the thieving bird, and Nephis could heal Sunny and damage the thieving bird at the same time, and Sunny with all its might was going after the thieving bird. Now I think the thieving bird took the initiative and has the advantage. Nephis' light speed attack was one fearsome attack that almost cuts its wing off, but I don't think that the fight is going to be easy anymore. It's going to be more harrowing. So let's move on to the next chapter. And if you like the content, if you like what you're seeing, feel free to like, share, and subscribe the channel to continue seeing these kind of videos. I also react to Lord of the Mysteries, and I will start streaming after 100 subs. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.